You ladies are beautiful.
So do you. Your hair looks very nice today, Ruth.
Welcome everyone to Enlightened World Network. I'm glad that we're able to get on time with you today. And we are doing Come to the Temple, which is something we do once a month. And it's actually a time of prayerful meditation, accepting and sharing prayer requests and centering ourselves within the holy temple in our heart space. At Enlightened World Network, we provide a safe place where you can all privately go inward and upward and lay down that which is troubling our hearts so that restoration and transformation can occur in order to come into the full expression of our beautiful divine self.
And we will be taking prayer requests today. So please put your request in your Facebook comments, and we will pray together for well-being and a heart full of peace, handing all of our struggles over to divine love in faith, for it is the only way to heal completely.
Our intention today is to bring divine presence into awareness for everyone to experience infinite love, joy, and grace. There are many of us that are able to maintain a state of joy during this time, which holds a space of love for our beloved brothers and sisters who might be experiencing grief, anxiety, loss, anger, sadness, illness, and fear. Let us all send out divine light, filled with well-being, joy, and peace, to be restored within each heart and spread across the planet for whatever anyone might need at this moment. Allow the ocean of divine love to sweep you into its arms of protection, healing, abundance, and well-being.
Thank you. You know, it's funny because I've been asking God, what is it that you want to do on Come to the Temple today? Because sometimes I have ideas of what I want to do, and as I'm going along, I realize that I need to keep asking within, what is it that you want us to present? And what I got asked to do is discuss God's covenant. And I thought, well, that's really interesting. And it was really, really funny because at first I went, what's that? And I thought, oh my God, I wrote a book called God's Covenant. He said, you know exactly what that is. And as my mind just went, Phoop. And I said, yes, I understand. Okay. So this is what is God's covenant? Well, it's an agreement with our spirit. God's covenant with you is that you will awaken and remember who you truly are and realize your oneness with God. The spiritual journey is your spirit's return home to love, peace, and joy. Your higher purpose is unity with God and fulfilling the promise of this agreement. And part of this includes your divine calling, your co-creation with God. But aligning with God will bring the transformation that we all are looking for to release the false self. Each one of you has your own very special journey that is unique to you. You come to earth, as you know, as a divine being of goodness. You are connected to and are part of the energy of the cosmic universe. That cosmic energy resides within your heart. You come well equipped since this energy is fueled by God's unconditional love and an intuitive, spiritually guided navigation system that endows you with the ability to love, create, and express joy. In this existence, you take on a human form, and those human characteristics enable you to feel and experience life fully. But what matters and is more important than anything else is awakening and returning home. So, God then dictated some more to me and then we're going to have a discussion about what God's covenant is with us. So this is a little bit more of what God had discussed with me. And this is his words. I have made a covenant with each one of you to protect you from all harm as you travel through this experience of life. I promise to be there anytime you need, that the connection is always strong, but you need to ask and remember, I am the guiding force in your life, nothing else is. You are my creation, and every step you take, I take with you. As I wrote each of your steps on a piece of paper, so you follow. You are never alone, even when you try to add your own steps. I am taking them with you as you, for there is no separate living without me. This covenant of protection has never changed, for it cannot. I am one with you, and you are one with me, entwined eternally. This dream has you forget, but imagine the glory when we reunite in the heart, mind, and recognize thyself. You have come home. Through this experience, you will return home over and over again, deepening into a relationship of oneness. The more you journey home and rest in me, our oneness, your trust and faith will soar, and you will become free. Free to be yourself. Free to experience this life as joy, love, and beauty, just as it was meant to be. This is our covenant. Remember, my love, you were to awaken. Oh my goodness. That's a lot.
It's beautiful, Deb.
It is beautiful. And what was dictated is a meditation message after that we'll be doing. But we're all to awaken, and we do that in our own time. There's no forcing it. But there is something within ourselves that knows that we're supposed to wake up and return home. How about you guys? What when did you feel that? When did you know? Was it you seeking it, or did it come to you?
For me, I just always remember being in connection with spirit, which I understand now was the Holy Spirit. But I loved nature, and I felt such an emotional connection to nature. And I understand that spirit, that I was connecting in with the spirit of the animals and the tadpoles and the fish and all of the things that I used to play with in the lake nearby. But then there have been other pivotal points in my life where the connection to God was so incredibly strong. And one of them came to mind as you were reading this. And that was, within this past 6 years of this huge journey I've been on of being in meditation. And the first time I realized that I was able to be in the ethereal realm, seeing Open Clinic, this place of amazing healing in the ethereal realm, and that I was able to channel God's divine healing to this group. And just even talking about it, I'm getting total goosebumps, but feeling that such symbiotic oneness with God. And that's what I was reminded of this. And had I chosen, some other path, like you said, had I gone some other route, I never would have experienced those things. And what a loss that would be for me right now to not have that in my life. Yeah, what you've got written here is absolutely beautiful.
And it would have been a loss in our life, Ruth, because you're such a blessing to me and to all of us at Enlightened World, and all the things that you put forth that's coming from your pure heart. For me, like Ruth, I've always known spirit. I've always known that I was spirit and connected with the angels, the angelic realm, and my guides that were always there with me. But it was about 35 years ago that I really found meditation and was able to go deeper inside and really figure it out, that I am part of God, just like what he dictated there, Deb. Let me find it. There is no separate living without me. This covenant of protection has never changed, for it cannot. I am one with you, and you are one with me. And I love that. And when we realized, and when I finally realized, I am a spark of the divine, I am one with that force that created everything, it changes the whole game. It changes everything about life. So once I realized about 35 years ago that I am that spark of the divine, it really made a difference in my life. I went immediately into the energy of um, who I was, and then finding my purpose, my passion. And it's always been meditation, going back inside through the meditation. And that's always brought me back, whether I've, gone off on a tangent somewhere and, somewhere where it wasn't all love and light. Anytime I come back inside to that place, that temple, what I call home, I come right back to God.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's what does it, is coming inside. We're not going to find God on the outside. It's all inside of us.
So beautifully said, the both of you. And your personal experiences are so amazing, because having that, because you feel it. It's something that you don't just understand, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your mind, you feel it throughout your whole body. And yeah, when we go inside and we find home, it's better than we ever expected. It's more than what we ever expected. And I know that the road can be a little wonky too, because I know, well, I didn't wake up till 5.5 years ago. I knew there was a God. I didn't know what that was. I knew there was something much greater than myself, and I didn't know what that was. And so I know that the path, we can wake up and develop this relationship, and then our life kind of takes us off here and there, and then maybe the relationship is not as primary as it can be, as it has been at other times, because we get so involved in our lives, or even spiritual life in its own different way. And so what I believe is that as you practice making this relationship primary, it will become more and more and more grounded into your day-to-day life, so that you're walking it every day. This relationship is primary. The presence of God is with you all moments of the day. And I think just being in this human experience makes us forget that a lot. So practicing, I want to stay in that presence, is major, because I can, myself, I could get caught up even in things that I'm doing, and then I'm putting all these efforts into my work, and I'm like, I don't really have to do that. All I have to do is listen. And when I listen, all of what I need to do comes through, and it makes your life so much easier. And I love what this says, is like when you can let go, really, and know that all your steps are already been accounted for, and you can just let go and be free to be yourself, knowing that presence is guiding you and has ordered all your steps already.
And I love too when it talks about how unique each of our journeys are. And I guess just a reminder of that, that there's no sense in wishing your journey was Teri Angel's journey or that your journey was Deb's, because that's not how it works. We're all on our own, what I would call curriculum, and our own timing of things. And the things that you are going to experience is so different than what we get to experience, and they are all so equally valid and valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I believe is that we each came here with there's a, I don't want to use the word goal, but there was something that you wanted out of this life. And for me, the lesson is learning to believe in myself. So that's what my life is about, is learning to believe in me and trust myself. And so each person is going to have their own individual lesson or goal of what you came here to do. And so it's really important, and I've been spoken to about this often, is that there is a larger collective story that we all play a role in, but it is not as important as your own individual path. That you can't lose sight of what your individual lesson is, your individual curriculum, because it's easy to, and we see that going on also in what's going on in the world, is get sucked into the collective, what you think the collective goal is. And it can really shake you off of your own individual path of what you're supposed to be doing in really every moment of each day. So when you are tied into this relationship, and it's, and you know, whatever you call that, I call it divine love, God. And so my discussions with God every day are reaffirming what my individual path needs to be. And so what you're saying, Ruth, is so important. We each have our own individual unique path, and they come together with other people and other things that are going on. And it's a beautiful experience to know that I can just be me and not worry about what everybody else is doing.
You know, Deb, you also talked about God's covenant, meaning that we're protected as we travel through this experience. That doesn't mean we're not going to face challenges. It doesn't mean we're not going to face heartbreak or illness and death of loved ones, or, you know, there's so many things that I could list here. It doesn't mean it's just smooth sailing for folks. And certainly what some folks are going to walk through is much harder than what other folks are going to walk through. But I think the important thing is that we're not walking through it alone.
Mm-mm. No.
You are not alone.
Never alone. And each experience is, you know, you've taken a part in writing this experience. You just don't remember what what the story is. And you know, you're given a passion in your heart, a dream that you bring forth, that is also part of your story. And so, yeah, we get come across challenges, and it is the way that we go about dealing with those challenges with spiritual guidance and love makes all the difference in the world. So when God says you're protected, it means it's coming from a standpoint of understanding divine truth, that this is a dream, that you don't have scars, that whatever you think happened to you, that whatever your experience was, it doesn't leave scars. It may, in your experience here as being in a physical body, but as spirit, there are no scars. And that there's eternal life. So whatever you have experienced in your life is not an eternal scar. And I think that's beautiful.
beautiful, and it's good to know. Because how many times have we had those tumultuous relationships, or, things that ended badly, things where we were maybe even emotionally abused by someone, and to know that that's healed in the grand scheme of things, in the forever eternity, that we don't carry that with us.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. And actually, we're whole now, no matter what happens to us, because our wholeness comes from this promise of eternal life, of protection, of knowing that you're one with God. So your wholeness is already there as part of your divine nature. So regardless of whatever we're experiencing, it does not change the fact that you are whole and perfect. It is the experience itself, and whether you want to call it ego consciousness, or it is how you are looking upon the experience that creates all of the ag for us, that makes you feel scarred, that makes you feel like you're broken when you're really never ever broken.
Right. Deb, the part about even when you add your own steps, I'm taking them with you, as there's no separation, there's no living without me. So what would you say to those folks that feel like they're out on their own, that they just can't feel God with them? Any advice for them?
Oh gosh, and I'm sure that we've all felt like this at times. I know that I have. Deep, dark moments is that, I wasn't listening to this type of spiritual talk through my life. I was seeking in a way. I would read books or whatever, and I didn't really understand that your spiritual life is inside, and that God's inside of you. And so it is so important. Meditation, first of all, in itself heals your mind and your body, because it allows your mind and body to rest. And it takes you out of that heightened state of whatever you're going through, or just being stressed from day-to-day life. So meditation itself and breath work is a great way to start connecting within yourself, and then going deeper and deeper, wanting that relationship, settling into your heart, because through your heart is where you keep entering that space of love, and realizing how expansive it gets. So if you have nobody around you, go inside. If you have people around you, I hope it's people that remind you of the love that you are and what's inside of yourself. There's so much out there now. Like when I was growing up, I didn't have access to internet. We didn't have that. We didn't have all the material that is out there. You went to the bookstore, right?
Yep.
You didn't have access to. Oh my gosh, there is so much information, and that's what Enlightened World Network is bringing, constant information of connecting spiritually in a myriad of ways, whatever works for you. But everything, you have been given everything you will ever need for your journey. It is all inside of you. And that's what this experience is really about, is about remembering. Like God's saying, this is the covenant we made, this agreement that you're going to have this experience, but you have to come back home. And you have to come back home while you're alive. It's not just when you die. You have to come back home recognizing that there's so much more going on than what you think. And you are much more than what you think. So my mantra is always go inside. Go inside in your heart and want. Like when I woke up, it was because I was saying, what am I doing that's creating pain in my life? I wanted to know. I wanted to take responsibility. It wasn't like, oh God, make these people stop hurting me or whatever. I was finally saying, what am I doing that's creating this? And bam, like gangbusters, here comes Jesus, right? I didn't even know who it was. So it's like an invitation. The invitation comes from you because love is gentle.
And it is gentle. The whole process of connecting in with spirit, as big as the curriculum is,
Mm-hmm.
guidance is gentle. I mean, sometimes you get a prod, and I've had a psychic smackdown or two, right?
Too.
But even in that, it's done with love.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So God also dictated a meditation message that we're going to do for you now. And it's also more of reaffirming what this relationship is. And so hopefully that you can take this in and go inside and connect with whatever makes you feel comfortable as divine love. Because God doesn't care what you call God. God answers to all names, forms, images, whatever works for you, because it's that expansive. And it's only there to help you connect and reunite. Well, you're always united. You just don't remember that you're united. So we're going to do this meditation now. So let's
Yes, we are. And we're also asking if you have any prayer requests to put those in the Facebook comments, and we will be looking at those. And you know, you're speaking it with your words, so that is being heard. And I fully believe that where two or more gathered, the energy of seeing that is expanded as we lift that up to God. I call it God, called, like Deb said, called the highest source of energy there is, whatever name you call. And the name doesn't matter, it's all one. So it is time for us to relax now. Relax and gently close your eyes. And we're going to enter into this prayerful meditation through our breath. So I'd like for you to breathe deeply and slowly in through your nose. And then relax that breath back out through your mouth. And we're going to keep doing this to get to that place where we're just focused on the breath. So in between taking some of these deep breaths, you can go back into your normal breathing, leaving some space between the deep breaths. Now let's breathe again deeply. Breathe in the love into your heart, breathing it in through your nose. And then out through your mouth. And now we're really going to connect into that heart space. So feel in that place and put your hand on your heart, because that brings your focus to a very heart-centered place. And breathe in through your heart space. Watch it expand in promise and possibilities. Now take another deep breath into your heart space. And watch and feel that expansion. Now continue this breathing pattern in through your nose, slowly hold it, and out through the mouth. And rest in a comfortable position and follow my voice. Within you is a holy temple that is sacred and connects you to oneness. This space is filled with infinite love, joy, peace, wisdom, and well-being. It is your divine nature and the truth of who you are. This is your eternal home of divine love, and it dwells within you. You access home through your heart, and when you connect to divine love, it expands your mind in order for you to know oneness, that there is only one mind of God, your Creator. While in meditation, you can feel this state of being where there is only the stillness of peace as unconditional love, floods your mind and heart and allows every cell in your body to be filled with the light of purity that you are. Now take in this beautiful message sent just for you from God.
Still your heart and mind, and come to me through your heart. For there is where I await our eternal union, waiting for you to notice me. Allow me to wipe away your tears, strengthen your weary heart, and celebrate your joys. Rest in me as I stroke your head with love and fill it with the essence of joy and lightheartedness. You are my pure love and light, child. Unfold into my loving arms and rest. Open your heart and mind right now to the pure joy of oneness within you. Love flows freely. There are no sudden starts or stops, but a beautiful well of unconditional love that permeates your whole being. This is who you are. This is oneness with all creation, the energy of perfect love that encapsulates the universe and melds all things into one. Like the ocean rushing to the shore and pulling everything back in its path into the abyss of love, reshaping it, transforming it over time, replenishing life back into its wholeness. Love.
Love is the healer of all things. My covenant washes away all of the misunderstandings of life and renews you back into your sacredness, your innocence. Let me restore your weariness and bring joy and divine perspective back into your life. Your visits home with me cultivate a remembrance of love and peace that your heart and mind long for. It is with me that this occurs, nothing else, for I am home, and you miss your holy home. It is home to yourself, your nature long forgotten. Be still in the rapture of love, where our voices meld together as one in the glory of our homecoming. Where love and adoration have no beginning or end. Where all is right with the world. For in the light of love, everything is perfection. You are perfection in motion. For nothing else can you be. Your heart is as vast as the universe, and that is why it is filled with glistening stars. This, my love, is so you can see yourself, a reflection of your magnificence. Yes, this is what you understand when you return home and rest in me, allowing divine truth to cocoon and transform you, replacing any other illusion of who you are. We are destiny and creation, and my, oh my, what a beautiful life is in store for you, if you would only let go and travel with me as your loving guide. For you are my creation, and I love you so. When you are ready, I want you to open your eyes and return to the present, feeling refreshed, peaceful, joyful, and a heart full of love, a mind full of understanding and oneness. Oh my goodness, this makes me cry. That was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
And this is what's living inside of every single one of you. This is what you're missing out on if you're not going inside and listening to what comes through your heart. It is music. It is a relationship with the love of your life. And it's glorious.
Well, and Deb, that's why we share what we share with Come to the Table and all of the other shows, Come to the Temple, Come to the Circle. Everything we provide is so folks can get to know this love and this oneness even better.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Everything is heart-centered, everything coming through spirit. It is beautiful. So I didn't know if you had any other messages or something you want to say before we close today. I know we have any kind of maybe last minute signer-uppers for Teri's class. She's teaching Akashic Records, and that is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time today. Teri, do you want to mention that?
It happens in an hour. It is a private Zoom experience. We're not streaming it online. So if you want to participate and be there, then just let us know and we'll get you the Zoom link so you can come in and be with us. I think we've got a pretty good crowd coming in today to have that experience. And some of the things that were mentioned today in this are going to come up in that information about the Akashic Records and how we all have a purpose for being here. We're going to talk about that. And actually, I'll lead you in an exercise to connect with your own Akashic Records and see what comes through for you. So I'm excited. Thank you, Deb, for mentioning it.
You're welcome. And did you mention the event link where people can sign up is
On Enlightened World Network.
Yes. Okay. Ruth, anything else?
I'm just so thankful. I'm just so thankful to you two for helping to provide all of these shows and opportunities. And I am so grateful and pleased and honored to have everybody here with us who is enjoying Enlightened World Network. We're so glad you're here. It's such a beautiful community. It's a safe spiritual community, and we're thrilled that you're here. So thank you.
Me too. Thank you for providing this space, Ruth.
And I want to thank everyone for just lifting up the prayers.
Mhm.
We, I put in a prayer. I know, Ruth, you did as well. And thank you for a community that comes together to lift each other and to show love, because love is what heals. And the more we pour love into each other and lift each other, it does heal inside of us, as well as those that we care about, our loved ones that are in our hearts. So thank you.
It's really important. And we all have you in our hearts. Whoever put any information on in the comments in Facebook, we're holding everyone up in prayer. God bless you all. And we're going to say goodbye for now, knowing we are one love, protected and held in divine order by our Creator. Go out this day in this awareness and allow God's peace and joy to occupy every thought. Lead with your heart and welcome home everyone, for all are loved. Bye-bye.
Bye.